All right. Hey, hello. Thanks for joining us for another week of market review here with Maxi. It's me, Max, and I'm joined with Sid today. And we're going to dive straight in today and look right at the DXY. So you have the DXY open here on the left side already. As we already know from the last few videos, the DXY tracks the US dollar index basically. So as the DXY increases, the value of US dollars is increasing relative to basically the value of everything else. So the DXY is going to be a good metric to trade forex assets on, and also we've noticed the DXY tends to move in inverse with the equity markets. So as the DXY gains strength, we've noticed the equity markets, like the stock markets, the crypto markets, start to lose a bit of strength. And looking at the SPY or at the DXY, sorry, you can see here we had been tracking how it was in a channel. It had started to close above the channel, and now we have, we got our breakout from that channel, our bull print, and we're pushing up higher, like you can see there on Sid's chart. That has played out pretty much just like we were expecting it to. Honestly, it's kind of
it's been great because we've been making these calls and they've been pretty accurate. We did, like you said in our earlier video, like if you go back and look at it, we did see a bull print. The band hadn't flipped green. Once again, it's our custom indicator. It's called the Maxi Trading Buddy. How it works is that if you get a bull signal with the green band, then you should see price climb up, or we're in a bullish trend or an uptrend. Once we get a bear signal with a red band, then price tends to go into a downtrend. Yeah. So you can see here the last run up has been spot on, and then we got the bear. Now we flip bull again, and like we said earlier, we were tracking this channel, and we called the bounce and the breakout, and now we've seen it actually go higher. If we're kind of at resistance here. Looking at this is the weekly chart again, and it looks like the stock is kind of overbought territory. It's very like flatline. But you can see how earlier, if it flatlines a lot, like if it just stays flat for a long time, then price it'll tend to drop. And since we're at resistance, and also the monthly close, so you can see the monthly close was pretty bullish too, and we'd call this, and see, you can see it we had a bounce on the strength band of our indicator.
Yeah, which can basically be considered an SR flip. So we've basically tested the support, confirmed it as support, and continued to upward.
Exactly. So our strength band of our Maxi Trading Buddy indicator, it acted as support, and then you can see it also broke out of the channel on the monthly. On the monthly, there's a lot of room. Looking at the stock, and it's just like right, and it's just flipped and it's curling up. So we have a lot of room, possibly to like retest, its last highs, and that's on the monthly time frame. And if you look at the quarter, the 3-month, that's really bullish. Look at this. It's a clean SR flip, like this with support here, and you can see it's curling up here with the bullish candle. So in the quarter and monthly time frame, it's very bullish. On the weekly, we could have a short-term like pullback, and if it pulls back, ideally it wants to hold on top of our indicator strength band. So you can see in a bullish trend, it acts as support. So maybe it like comes back here, and then maybe it does something like that. We'll have to see whether it actually dips this low, or maybe it just like dips this low, because this is where like support is.
Top of that channel starting there would be
exactly.
Yeah. That
So
would give us a little time on the weekly to cool off the stock RSI there, get us back down from that flat lining in the oversold section, and then give us room on
Mhm.
the shorter time frames to continue running up as well, which we
Exactly,
clearly see that room in the longer time frames already.
exactly. So like, so if the DXY or the dollar, if it cools off, then, and this is the S&P 500 here to my right, you can see we were tracking Head and Shoulders, uh, and it had a bear signal, and we anticipated a breakdown, and that's what happened exactly. Last week, it broke down, and about like close to halfway to our target, it broke down, and then it bounced on support here. You can see,
Yep.
and so the DXY, if I change the DXY to the daily chart, uh, you know, it has some room to pull back. So if it pulls back, then that's going to give room for the main stock indexes, or basically stocks, crypto, to run uh, while the DXY is cooling off. So it could be that, like, the SPY, like S&P 500, the QQQ, see, you can see bounce and support. It could do a retest, and let's see how the monthly and the quarter close. So if I turn all my lines off, just to make things clearer, we had actually shared this for Discord members, and and this is the S&P 500 on the left side,
Yep.
and this is the QQQ or the Nasdaq on the right. Uh, it it closed kind of bearish on the monthly. It looks bearish on the monthly time frame. It kind of looks like a double top on both indexes.
Yeah.
And the SPY also, uh, it the price like closed back underneath the strength band, which is not good.
Yeah. And we still have our bear print on the SPY there. We have never actually flipped back to bull on the monthly. So if we do
Right.
finally get to flip the
Yeah.
strength band to red on the monthly there,
Yeah.
then we'll definitely have confirmation that, the trend is going to be moving down. Because again, the way we want to read the Maxi Trading Buddy is always with both the print and the direction, or the color rather, of the strength band. So see, we do have the bear print there, but we still want to see the red strength band to go along with that, so that we don't get faked out. And
Right.
so far so good.
So far, so good. I mean, if it does stop out here, like we like it's looking, then this whole run up, basically this year, has just been a retest.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Whole
kind of
bull
scary to
market.
think about.
Yeah,
Yeah, the kind of like bull
the
market.
soft landing.
Right, the soft landing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it does tank from here, then I don't think we're gonna get soft landing.
No.
And and similarly for the QQQ, we did get a bull print, but this could be a fake out. I mean, we'll have to see if
Yeah.
it loses
Does it,
the strength band or not.
right. If it holds above, then it can be still bullish. But if it loses that, then that would be kind of a deviation, like a bearish deviation, where we're pushing
Exactly.
above the support briefly before
Right.
heading back down.
And looking at the quarterly, it doesn't look too great.
Nah,
Uh,
it's definitely starting to look more bearish on the longer time frames for sure. And
yeah. On the shorter, on the weekly, if you for the SPY, like, I know the stock is like in oversold territory. We did lose the strength band, but we still haven't got a better print.
yeah,
So I mean, the monthly just closed right now. So what could happen is that we see a sort of like retest pump,
yeah,
because the DXY needs to cool off, so that'll give it some uh you
fuel.
know yeah, some fuel, or some, for it to retest. Maybe it like retests all the way here to around 436, maybe 440, 438 region for the SPY, and then maybe it continues to drop. That is if the DXY continues to run. If the DXY tops out here, where and this just ends up being a lower high, then like the SPY, QQQ, basically equities and crypto, can continue running
Yeah.
higher. This would have just been a cool off, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
so I mean, it, we'll just have to see, right?
Yeah.
You know, we'll have to see how much the DXY drops, and accordingly, whether like the SPY and the QQQ, whether it gets rejected at major weekly and monthly resistances, or it continues to flip SR, flip it and continue higher.
Yeah.
So
So we're
so
just kind of in a wait and see kind of this week, just mostly because the short term timelines are becoming a little bit less clear, despite the
yeah,
long term timelines very much still clearly screaming bearish at us and telling us to kind of like prepare for a negative market in the coming months.
yeah,
We want to be able to time that negative market more accurately, though. And so we're looking a little bit closer here at the daily and the weekly. And so on those shorter time frames, we're definitely a little less confident in that bearish bias, and we're trying to basically make sure we can time an entry into a bearish position or a short position, uh, you know, at an optimal time versus just going on like just the quarterly or the monthly. Plus, like you said, the monthly candle just closed.
yeah.
The few days or week or so after the monthly candle close usually get a little bit of like
A
volatility
rate.
as traders
Yeah, it
retest.
usually like retests, and it's just something that I've observed. Like after a candle, here I'm going to change. So the left side is Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
and the right side is going to be ETH. So you can see how, like, you know, candles have these wicks, right?
Yeah,
It's just my observation that, like, if a candle closes without a wick, like if it's just a full body candle,
yeah,
then it just, then the next candle might not have a wick, because it just indicates that, like, there's a lot of uh you know, like there's a lot of pressure for that candle. So if it's a full body candle, it doesn't tend to wick that much, but pretty much every candle has a sort of wick. So if the candle closes, the next candle is going to swing a little the other way, and you know, and price tends to
form a little
retest.
wick.
Yeah, form a little wick before, like, actually going moving towards the direction of the trend that it wants to. So you know, say like, so this Bitcoin and ETH, and Bitcoin closed kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say it's bearish or bullish. Like, it can go either way.
Yeah, a little
A
undecided there.
little undecided, but like, but if you look at the quarter, it looks pretty bearish on ETH and
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
yeah, those both look a lot more bearish.
Uh, See, that's a bearish engulfing candle,
Yeah,
and
and
and so
we're looking for like the crypto market to stay kind of in a bearish trend if it's going to continue the like 4 year cycles that it's been in since its inception basically, then
yeah,
we would expect to see this bear market last for like around another year or so, till
right,
about April May or so of 2024,
right, right,
which
right.
also will line up with the Bitcoin halving event and kind
Hmm.
of become the catalyst for the next bull trend if we're going to stick to that pattern.
Yeah.
So definitely not unheard of here to think Bitcoin's going to continue to fall. And yeah, I think you marked out there like the
Yeah,
potential
this is
retest.
this is looking at the weekly. So the monthly and the quarter kind of closed bearish to neutral. Longer time frame, definitely, I think it's still bearish. You know, so
Yeah,
like, my guess is like we kind of chop around and keep falling through the rest of the year, but it's not going to go down in a straight line. We did share uh, a long time ago the log chart, where if you look back, you know, we still need to, like, we have some ways to, like, uh, to go, and we're going to keep grinding till we hit the base of the log curve. You know, it's called the Maxi wave model, and then until we find a support base, in preparation for the next bull market.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's not going to fall in a straight line. Things are going to retest, and looking at the monthly, the monthly is closed, so we might have this retest. If I change to the weekly, we do see a potential trend line, and it is actually exactly, it did wick to the trend line.
Yeah.
So either it just like nukes from here and then falls straight down,
Yeah.
see, or
Flips
it
us back
pushes
down.
up. Yeah, or because like the strength band of an indicator is still acting as support, and
Yeah.
you can see how it's like trying to
It's trying
form a
to
base and
maintain
it's
it, right?
bounced.
And if it does become the base for the bounce, then we can definitely get a much higher retest.
Right. And ETH lost it, and now it's trying to retest the strength band. But it all depends on Bitcoin, right? So
Yeah.
but we still haven't got a bear print. So we could either top out here, and this could be just the top of the retest, or it could push higher to the next sort of monthly or weekly resistance zone. So that would like be 20 between like
28 and
28
29.
point, yeah, anywhere between like 28.3 to like 28.9, around that region
Yeah.
for Bitcoin. And we've discussed this before, but the crypto market pretty much follows Bitcoin. So we
Yeah.
mainly track Bitcoin. You can see like ETH moves the same way. It's kind of like a beta of Bitcoin. It's just going to
Yeah, exactly.
move or drop in bigger percentage, but like it's going to follow pretty much the same direction.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then ETH, if again, we're close to resistance, so it either like tops out here or pushes higher to like 1 point, 1850, around there.
Yeah.
Basically the next weekly resistance.
Yeah, and I also like to keep track of the Bitcoin chart movement. Although it's a 24/7 market, it tends to move most like of its volume happens during the trading hours of the New York Stock Exchange. So
Yeah,
generally
yeah,
speaking, it's great to keep an eye on it, 24/7, but I would give most weight to trading days that are actually like active trading days in the equity market as well, not just, Bitcoin trades 24/7. There's a lot of shenanigans and low volume activity that happens over the weekends when the rest of the stock market is closed, when the financial, mature financial world is asleep. Bitcoin gets a little froggy. So
right.
yeah, so keeping in mind that some of that volatility and some of those pumps and stuff that happen over the weekend can very much be the product of low liquidity and low volume activity.
Yeah, so I have the chart
Oh, the log,
of
yeah.
the log chart of Bitcoin that we
Yeah,
shared some
and
time
that
ago.
bottom trend line there would be pretty much in line with some of those blue targets that you had labeled out there. So that's about
Yeah,
where we'd be looking to hopefully pick up some Bitcoin here and load up for the next bull market.
exactly. I mean, this maybe not little. I don't know if like 19. That might be a little low,
Yeah, that's a
but
little low.
definitely like like maybe around 21.5, 23.4, around there. That like you said, it lines up with this bottom curve.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm looking also to like start adding in a little bit more of a
Spot.
long position for spot holding Bitcoin into the future. Just
Yeah, what we're planning to do is like just scale in a little bit, but we're mostly gonna wait for our indicator uh,
yep.
to signal bull. You can see how pretty spot on it's been in calling tops and bottoms.
Yeah,
This is the monthly chart, log scale with Bitcoin. So
so
all we have to do is just wait for a bull signal,
and then
and
act accordingly.
and then ape in.
Right? Yeah. It's follow the strategy. Just stick to the
And
plan.
then cash out when
Take
we get a bear
take
signal.
profits on the way up. As always, it's not the easiest thing to do. So it's also part of what's nice to have a community of people around. When you're posting
Yep.
that you've made 100% profit, somebody's going to be the voice of reason and tell you to sell half. So
Right.
it's nice not to have to do everything in a vacuum. There's
Right.
one quick bit of news that I've been seeing a lot of chatter about this week for Bitcoin, and that was that the United States government is still sitting on like close to 10,000 Bitcoins that they need to sell as part of the Silk Road seizure, where they took possession of those Bitcoins. They then need to sell those in line with legal precedent and legal like standards. Those funds have to be sold this year. It's not a timing thing. It's a legal thing. They have to sell seized assets by a certain time point. So there is still on the horizon this event of maybe 10,000 Bitcoins going into the market here and being sold. But as we know from the past, such events, the majority of this type of transaction happens as OTC, which is over-the-counter sales or auctions. So to private parties, they're not going to necessarily dump $200 million directly into the spot market while the Bitcoin, spot market liquidity is low. Personally, I don't think it's as big as of a deal as people seem to make it out to be. But it is good to be aware that there is this event. There's this event people are aware of. Government is looking to sell or offload some of its Bitcoin holdings. And, if you're maybe a extremely wealthy party who can participate in those OTC auctions, that might be good news for you. You can buy Bitcoin at a spot price discount from the US government. But again, like I said, it's going to be an OTC kind of auction offer. It's very unlikely that we'll see that $200 million hit the actual like crypto market liquidity like on a retail level. So I'm not super worried about it. I would consider that news priced in. So just wanted to speak on that real quick because it is something I've seen quite a bit of chatter about this last week. And ultimately, I think people are a little bit too, they let their imaginations run wild. I mean, $200 million sounds like a lot of money, but that's not that much money in context of what the Bitcoin market moves in any given day. That might be about double of the daily volume moving through this market. So it's not something the market can't absorb. And it's, again, it's priced in. It's an event that we're aware of across the whole board here. It's not something that we're going to be like, oh, whoa, where did this, 200 million come from? We know where it is and that it's planning to be sold. So be aware that that's happening, but I don't know. Don't necessarily panic about that. It's not the end of the world here.
Right.
But yeah, it does seem like there's a decent amount of mixed signals this week, and I would say we're going to be looking for them to clarify short because
right now we're just to recap, because the DXY is going to cool down. There might be some retest pumps, so we're looking to play some of the retests.
Exactly. So we'll be in Discord
and then flip short if it tops out.
Yeah, we got a few positions that we picked up on Friday that we're waiting to see how the markets open Monday, and then we'll be playing those trades in the stock and in the crypto markets moving into next week. I think next week in crypto also, I think the Overnight Finance project is going to be releasing its pre-sale, which I had posted about participating in. So I'll share how that is playing out. So if you're interested, even if you're not participating directly, if you're interested to see how that kind of stuff plays out, I'll be sharing all that information this week as well as it comes forward. So should be fun. Until then, though, happy trading out there. Stay safe, stay informed. And we'll see you guys in our next video. So thanks for joining us as usual. If you want to jump into our community, use some of our indicators, and participate in our private chats, come on over to maxi.io and sign up for membership and join up. We'd love to have you, even if you want to just pop in and like talk about your favorite crypto project. I love that kind of stuff. So it's a super good time, and you can kind of like, it's for basically all walks of life. So any amount of experience you have will be welcome at the table here, and would absolutely have something to help you get a little bit deeper into your strategies than you maybe currently are. So consider joining up, and until next time, thanks so much for watching. Happy trading.